What is up, y'all? Welcome into another episode here on Wide Eye Sports Day. We got a full cast and crew. We are talking NFL divisional playoffs. We're gonna breeze through the wild card round. We're gonna go over everything we saw last weekend. Some great games, some stinker games. All the things. Aaron Rodgers' career over? Question mark. Let's start it off with my game of the week. Anyways, I mean we can argue it. Packers Bears. Packers Bears. I think was the game of the week. Riley, I have some controversial thoughts on Packers Bears. I will let you lead it off with the Bears talk. So take it away. Give your quick thoughts on Packers Bears.
No, I had said it last week on the pod. I was nervous about the game. I thought the Bears were going to win. I figured it would come down to the last minute. Not quite in the way it actually did happen.
Yeah.
Down 18 and then coming back. I think the biggest story for me is just the tale of two halves for our defense.
Yeah.
I mean, giving up 24, 21 points,
21,
helping them to a score in the second half.
Mm-hmm.
The defense has pretty well made me nervous all season, but they were able to lock it down the second half, and our offense made the comeback.
Yeah, Spoon, I'll let you go first. Actually, I'll let you go. Take your thoughts on Bears Packers.
Oh, I mean, Riley pretty much summed up how the game went a little bit. It was kind of fun for me. I picked the right side here. I had the Bears winning.
Just your thoughts on.
I had the Bears winning, and it was awesome because I was playing video games that night. Had the game on one screen, video games on the other, and I was actually playing with a Packers fan. And the Packers fan, which was Kyle, and so Kyle and Christian were on there, and I was talking to them, and they were like, "Cooter, did you bet on this game?" And it was halftime, and I'm like, "Yeah, I took the Bears," and they were just like, "Oh, what a terrible bet! What a terrible bet!" And then, at the end of it, I was the one that was laughing. Kyle, the Packers fan, was not very happy at all. His whole mood changed. Actually, it was kind of funny.
I loved seeing the videos after the game of all the Packers fans.
I was gonna bring that up too. I watched a 10-minute video of it was 6 or 7 different.
Love that
they were streaming the game live, and they were like, "Oh yeah, this is awesome!" Like you'd see a big play.
I would like to take a moment. I am purchasing Packers tiers. So if anybody would like to sell their tiers and they are Packers fans, I will purchase them from you.
I'm surprised you haven't asked Blake.
I did. He hasn't responded.
$21.03.
Well, we figured out the price of $18.38 per ounce. So we'll sell them in little vials, little necklace vials. So real Packer fan tiers on sale now.
Riley, I watched a 10-minute video of that. It was hilarious. I was dying laughing.
All right. Let's move on to the next game here. Do you have anything you want to add to that?
I was just gonna say I was watching the game with a bunch of friends, and we all were just very shocked at how slow a start the Bears came off. I didn't really believe in this Green Bay defense. The second half is what I thought they were going to be the entire game.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm not surprised by the Bears win. I am surprised it took them a little bit longer than I expected to get rolling. But I'm hoping that they keep and maintain that into the next round.
Crazy stat for you guys. In the 3 games the Bears have played, they have not had an offensive snap with the lead.
Yeah, no, that's fact.
I was going to say, you could argue, Brenner, you said this was game of the week. You could argue this is one other game, I think.
Yeah, for sure. That's why I said my game of the week. My game of the week. I want to start with the other two. I want to close my controversial thoughts on the Bears is, and this is not to crap on the Bears, right? Not to crap on your parade at all. I do think the Packers were by far the worst team in the playoffs as a whole. And it took this level of comeback to come back and beat them. And it is a divisional game, so a little grain.
I don't know, man. Chargers only scored 3 points on the Patriots.
I would argue that the Steelers are probably the worst team that were in the playoffs.
Steelers or the Chargers?
This Packers team only made the playoffs because they couldn't beat the Cowboys in Dallas. If not, the Vikings would have made the playoffs. And the Vikings are not a good team.
Yeah, but the Steelers didn't even make the playoffs until the final, literally the last game of the season.
On a kick. missed
Yeah, on a
kick.
field on a,
I mean,
on a field goal.
That,
so, like,
that's fair, but I think if the Steelers and the Packers lined up on a neutral site, the Steelers would be favored.
I mean, the Packers
So-
were favored against the Bears, so I would.
I know, and I
would
think that
think
was. I thought that was dumb.
Yeah, that's why I took the
I thought
Bears
that
money
was-
line.
yeah,
I
that's
was
why
like,
the Bears.
yeah, give it to me.
Yeah, I thought that was dumb. All right, but that was my thought. And I feel the exact same way about the other 2-7 matchup in the Patriots Chargers game, because I feel like the Chargers are the other worst team. Like, the Patriots did not come out here and just dominate the Chargers. Like, it got away from them at the end a little bit, but the majority of this game was a 1-score game. I don't think it became 2 scores until mid fourth quarter. And they won. Yeah, it's a good win. It's a playoff win, but this is bad. This is like the Patriots should have come out here and did what the Texans did to the Steelers, right? Like, that should have been how this game goes, is a 2-7 matchup. And I was unimpressed with the Bears and the Patriots in that sense of, like, you're a 2 seed. This is a 7 seed coming into your house. This should be a dominant win for you. This should almost be not a warm-up game. But
I would argue
a
that the
stride
Patriots
game.
the Patriots win was pretty dominant. It's granted it started a little slow, but their defense.
I mean, they
holding the
didn't
Chargers
go
to
up
3
2
points.
scores until 8 minutes left in the third quarter.
3 points.
Or
They
fourth
held them.
quarter.
They held them to 3 points.
But they
That-
only scored 16. 16 is not going to win you any football games.
They only needed 4, buddy.
But that's not the point. The
That
point
is
is
the
the
point.
offense. Okay, that wasn't my point. Your point was that. My point was that the offense underperformed.
It's the Patriots. They've had
Against
a
a bad
cupcake
offense.
schedule. They've had a cupcake schedule. The whole, that's what
Yeah,
everyone's
no.
been saying. Why they are where they are. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like,
And I don't. Yeah, no,
you don't
I'm
think
not.
it was dominant enough.
Not for a 2-7 game. No. I
Any
expected.
given Sunday, Brenner.
No, I agree. But I expected, when I expect a good team and a bad team to match up, especially a team down as bad as the Chargers. The
Chargers aren't a
Chargers,
bad team though.
They
They're-
look like it on Sunday.
I mean, they lost a game in the playoffs. What was their record? Like 12? They had like 12 wins.
so they had 11 wins. So here, hold on. Let me pull it up here. And they had lost back-to-back games. They had won 4 straight, with the overtime win against Philly being impressive. Other than that, their most impressive win was probably over the Steelers before that.
I mean, granted, they did look a little shaky.
Well,
and-
it was their offensive line in this game, for sure.
Well,
Like, that's they just got absolutely dominated. Oh, like their O-line. Like, I've seen a bunch of, I didn't see it before the game, but I've seen a bunch of stuff now after the game talking about how their O-line was ranked 32nd in pass protection and 31st in run blocking. And, like, you're never gonna win a playoff game if that's your O-line stats. Like, when it gets to the
Mahomes
playoffs,
isn't even that good.
what?
Patrick Mahomes isn't even
Oh
that
no,
good.
God no. So for a team that's that banged up on the O line, I expected the Chargers offense to do bad. I expected the Patriots offense to do really good, and they didn't. So exactly
The
what
Chargers
I expect-
defense. The Chargers defense is really good.
Yeah, the
Yeah,
Chargers.
but they're
That's what
banged up.
the Chargers have a really good defense, and that was kind of where I was going with this. So my bet on this game was the under, which was freaking great. That
Yeah,
hit by a lot.
Yeah,
Um,
yeah.
But the I figured the Patriots were going to struggle a little bit against the Chargers defense. I mean, Harbaugh always has a great defense.
Yeah,
But
I agree.
What really got
completely.
me was the Chargers offense. Just they can't do anything, dude. That
Well,
Chargers.
yeah, and I didn't expect them.
so
I
bad.
expected the Patriots defense to be.
But
able to-
I expected them to
dominate
at
this
least score a
Chargers
little
offense.
more than 3. I figured for them to at
Yeah.
least score a touchdown because the Patriots defense isn't anything great. Like they're
Yeah,
probably,
dude.
like,
I was thinking about
mean-
back
middle
to
of
the
the road,
Miami
but-
game, the Patriots Miami game, where Miami was putting up all those points on the Patriots, and then I was like, I thought we were gonna get a shootout.
I mean, I
just
was talking to my
because-
dad during one of these games. I don't remember which game it was. We were texting back and forth, and I was saying I expected the Chargers to score 0 points. Like I did, I just didn't expect. I mean, it was just like,
I think
how do you expect to get anything going against a good D line when you have the worst O line in football? Like, they're not going to be able to run the ball. They're not going to be able to pass the ball. The playoff intensity is much higher. I like Harbaugh, and I think he's a great head coach, and I think he'll get this team right eventually. But right now, they just don't have the line to do it. They can't. They don't have the
this
talent.
This was the only game all year that they have not scored double digits.
I think it's a big indictment.
The Chargers?
Oh no! The
I was like, what?
Never mind.
No, I know for a fact they had like I know the Jacksonville game only scored 3.
Let me switch that. This was the only game all year that the Patriots did not give up double digits. Sorry.
Okay.
I was looking at the wrong team, but it's same scenario. This is the only game the Patriots defense all year has not given up double digits to the opposing team. So I think the Patriots defense came out and played.
I think this is a bigger indictment on Justin Herbert because I understand
it is a huge indictment on Herbert.
Cast wasn't the best, but you should at least be able to put up more than 3 points.
An indictment. So you think this is Justin Herbert's fault?
Not all his fault. I wouldn't say it's all his fault.
With the worst O-line. With the worst O-line.
Yes, if you're a top 6, top 5 quarterback, you should be able to put up more than 3 points.
Eat shit. I'm so sorry. I respectfully eat shit.
Respectfully?
No. Listen to me. Give me the floor.
With all due
respect. Give me the
respect.
floor.
Just because you say all due respect, you can say whatever you want. But I said all due respect.
That's exactly what that means. That's exactly what that means. Dude, come on, man. Be so serious. Like you have a guy with the worst O-line, and you're like, quarterback's fault.
Yes,
it's the quarterback's fault.
It's the NFL. He still has an NFL offensive line. He should be able to put up more than 3 points.
Pin that, keeping that in for a later argument for whenever I have to use it against you, because you will go back, because that's bullshit, dude.
All right, let's move on. We've spent too much time on these games. We've spent 10 minutes on these games.
When the Bears allowed 68 sacks,
and they said it was the line. Nobody said it was Caleb Williams' fault. Everybody said it was the line.
Riley did.
Has some. He is not the sole. The offensive line is not the sole reason. Caleb Williams has some to blame. I mean, I have said that in the past about my own team.
But if you have the worst O-line, I am not putting anything on the quarterback. Justin Herbert is a good quarterback. Like
he's a good quarterback, but he's
top
just
15.
Not, I think Riley's saying he's not top 5.
Yeah.
I mean, if you had a top 5, I still don't even think you get anything done.
I think hold on. Up more than 3 points.
Hold on. I saw something that's way more like telling, I guess you could say, about Herbert. Herbert has when we think of Tua, we think of a lot of turnovers, like can have a blow up game every once in a while where he goes for 3 or 4 touchdowns, but like very inconsistent, not very good, lots of turnovers. Justin Herbert in 16, 17 more games, whatever, because Tua's been hurt, has the same number of I think it was 8 more games, actually. I can't remember. I'll have to look it up. I'll get it. I'll send it to you guys. It was on Twitter. But has the same number of interceptions with only 800 more passing yards total, with the same number of touchdowns. Like they were very similar stats. And that was a indictment for me because when I think of Justin Herbert, I think, oh, he's way better than Tua, but their stats are very similar.
Okay, yeah, but you lose me at being a stats guy because how many of those interceptions were tipped? How many
I'm not saying
the incomplete passes were drops? You know what I mean?
I definitely still think he's better than Tua. I'm just saying whenever you have an image of a guy in your head and the film and the numbers are both telling you another thing, like at a certain point, I'm off the top 5 quarterback train.
Justin Herbert's defense has the most turnovers through anyone's first 3 playoff games and has one of the worst passer ratings of any playoff quarterback.
All I'm saying is I just don't think it's an indictment on Justin Herbert. I think if you get a newer O-line, a better O-line, we see a different game. Now, is some of this his fault? Obviously, he's part of the offense, and he's the leader of the offense. But he had the worst. He had 4th graders out there freaking blocking for him, dude.
That's like it's a team game. So if you have a better team, you'll win. You'll do better. That's an obvious thing.
I mean, you gotta put holes in where the holes are, and the holes.
Yeah. But all we're saying is that we don't see him as top 5 anymore.
No.
He was a guy that we thought potentially.
Indictment.
Yeah, against him being a top 5 quarterback.
Okay, well yes,
that is what Riley was saying. Not an indictment on him as a quarterback as a whole, just him being
he's a super talented guy.
If you gave him the Denver Broncos, they'd be a Super Bowl team. They'd be the Super Bowl favorite, right? Like if that was the case, but just he's not Josh Allen.
No.
That and so okay, so we spent tons of times on these first two games. Let's kind of try to breeze through these other games. Buffalo at Jacksonville. I was wrong. I thought Jacksonville would be hot enough. Josh Allen's going full playoff Josh Allen and just running rampant. Anybody got any quick thoughts on that? Are we good on that? I
mean, Josh Allen, we trust.
Yeah, basically. Well, I mean, based off the other games, I went 2-0. This was my one and only loss of the weekend.
Yeah, same. Only loss this weekend.
I didn't pick a side because I couldn't decide. I really couldn't.
I picked a side and I picked wrong.
Yeah. Well, I couldn't pick a side because I thought there were reasons why the Jags could win. There were reasons why the Bills could win.
Yeah.
So I just took the over and I lost by half a point. So
Ooh, hate that for you.
yeah, but it was a great game.
I mean,
This was This was probably, you could argue this was the best game of the week or weekend as well with the Bears and Packers.
I just want to say shout out to the reporter who was gassing up Liam Cohen. I thought that was really cool.
Yeah.
I want to see more of that. Like obviously, if you have,
so
if you
much
have
more
a
of
bad
that.
season, nobody
The
deserves any
opposite of
praise.
Sean Payton.
But like
Sean Payton interview today.
What do you
Yes.
know?
What do you know about getting downhill and filling gaps? Like, dude, he's just asking a question. Chill.
But,
I hate Sean Payton. So
definitely
much.
so heartbreaking to end the season on a tipped interception. Like,
Yeah, that's rough.
That's got to be tough.
He's a first-time head coach, though. He's a first-time head coach.
Yeah. Make
That's what I
tipped
mean.
interceptions a separate stat.
I'm not giving him.
I felt
I'm
so
not
bad
giving
for
him
Trevor.
flowers for a failed season. Like, granted, it is a failed season. You didn't win the Super Bowl, but as
It
a
was certainly a lot better than I thought it was
head
gonna be.
coach, and I feel like I'm seeing a resurgence in Trevor Lawrence, and I like that.
Yeah,
Really-
we're seeing the Trevor Lawrence that we all thought
The number one overall pick.
Yeah, number one overall pick. All right, Philly, San Francisco. San Fran gets the win.
This one was easy.
Ugh.
3-1, counting this game. Niners, I was on them.
I actually had a hard time picking this game because I didn't know if they were going to come out and go full playoff mode and just start running the ball out of nowhere. And so, because if they run the ball and they just pound just ground and pound all day, they could probably win a game. But I didn't know what they were going to do, so I just took the over in this game. I teased it down, took the over, and it was good. I had like over 40.5.
Yeah, because they put up 42. So
Yeah.
Philly's got some real problems going into this offseason. And
They
I don't
always
think
have
any
problems.
of them are fixable this next year.
I mean, the biggest issue they have
the
is
offensive
AJ
coordinator.
Brown.
Well,
And
they
can't-
fired.
They can't move off.
Well, they just fired Kevin Patullo.
So here's how to fix the Philadelphia Eagles. Run the ball. You have Saquon Barkley in a top 10 O-line, and you're out here trying to finesse with Jalen Hurts and A.J. Brown. Run the ball. Like I said it so many times this year, the Eagles were a different team because on 3rd and 2, instead of just running the tush push, they'd run a slant with A.J. Brown, incomplete. They come off the field. Whereas last year, they're just running the tush push twice.
Yeah, but you
And
know they're getting some flack to just run the tush push every short.
I mean,
you know.
I don't care if it's legal. I'm doing it till they stop me.
Yeah.
I
don't know.
don't want to
Wrong.
see that. I don't want to see that.
Well,
I
no
don't wanna see
football
that in
fan
any
wants
game.
to see
Yeah,
it,
I
but
don't want
you
that.
don't want
Hold
to
on.
see
No,
it,
we're
but
not
if
talking
it's
about
winning
why I
you
want
game.
to see that. I'm saying if I'm in the Philadelphia Eagles coaching staff and we're going, how do we win this game? And it's 3rd and 2. I don't give a what the fans want to see.
Yeah.
I'm going to win the game. I'm going to run the tush push twice, get a first down, and get back up on the line of scrimmage.
Didn't
Like, yeah,
Josh Allen
you
had
won a
a-
Super Bowl.
Josh Allen had a 10-yard touchdown off.
Yeah.
Well,
I
I
don't
feel
know.
like you used to see like they line up for the tush push too, and they do something completely different, just some kind of trickery
Yeah.
too.
They
Right
play
up,
And you,
yeah.
and, and you don't even see that really.
No.
Hey,
This
you know
Eagles
what?
team
They fired-
completely
they fired-
abandoned who they were.
You know
They
what
fired
scared
their
the
offensive
Eagles from the tush push? Nashawn Wright going in there and stripping the ball out of Jalen Hurts' hands. After that, they were a different team. They can't do that.
Well, they fired their offensive coordinator,
Yeah.
which I
That's-
believe is their
that's-
5th
Yeah, well, that's
Yeah.
their problem. They've had a new offensive coordinator for like what the
Every
last
year.
like 10 years.
every year. For the
Every
last
year, Jalen
4,
Hurts' career, he's
5.
had a different offensive
Yeah.
coordinator.
And I
That's-
feel like that's because when offensive coordinators can't come in, they have to tailor to Jalen Hurts. So
Yeah, they can't just bring in their offense and implement it.
Yeah.
They have, and last season it was perfect because what they did is they said, actually, Jalen, we're gonna have you do game manager throws, and we're gonna run this offense through Saquon Barkley, and it worked. Shocker!
Yeah.
You gave the one of the top 3 running backs in the NFL the top 10 line and made that the identity and stuck to it, and it worked. Whoa, no way! Like this Philly defense is still good. This Philly defense carried this team, and if they would have just run the ball, control the clock, this defense was good enough to win, and it's pathetic. Okay. LA at Carolina. What a great game for Carolina. Bryce Young, the future looks bright. I'm stoked for him.
Yeah.
Just because so much early on that looks so bleak. And this went the same way as the first game, but the Rams come out on top. I thought it was awesome. Loved every second of it. Great game.
I think this game earned Bryce Young that 5th-year option.
Mhm.
Now,
Yeah.
I am still not completely sold on Bryce Young. I think signing him to a major contract, he'll turn out a lot like Tua. So, I mean,
Yeah,
They
I wouldn't
better
necessarily.
not sign him
If
to.
they just keep putting some more, sorry to cut you off, Dalton. I was just going to say, if they keep putting more weapons around Bryce Young, like they won't be a play. I don't think they'll be a Super Bowl contender, but they'll be a playoff contender for years to come.
I mean, I think Bryce Young on a great team, a Denver Broncos, a
I
truly.
think you put him on the Eagles team last year.
Yeah, I think he could win a Super Bowl on that team.
Yeah.
But it has to be a Super Bowl caliber team. The whole team has to be really good, and he can win. He's not good. He's a Kirk Cousins like tier quarterback, right? Like that's I use like the MVP.
He's not going to
tier.
win you the game.
Exactly. Every week. There will be some weeks where he goes off, has a great week against a bad
3
team, has a great
touchdowns,
week
400
against
yards.
Yeah, he'll have some of those, but there's also going to be the games where he goes 18 for 30 with a touchdown and 2 picks and has
but back to what I was
100
saying,
yards.
I think it's hard to build that team if you're paying him $50 million.
Oh yeah, no, I don't think they'll pay him $50 million. I think he is I think the Sam Darnold deal will kind of send shockwaves, and for the first time since like Kirk signed in like 2017, it's either been you reset the quarterback market or you sign something like super low.
I think he should get about 40, 45.
I think I would be willing to pay him 30. If Sam Darnold's making 35, Darnold's making 35, I'm not paying you more than Sam.
Yeah.
I'll pay you 30. And on a prove it deal. I'll give you another prove it. I'll pay you 30 fully guaranteed on 1 year or 30, 50% guaranteed on 2 years. So you're going to make some money. You're going to be set. Go prove you have another level to you in 1 or 2 years. And then we can talk about the $60 million contract. But
So
that's where I stand.
I was going to say, with this game, I looked at it and I figured this was going to be a high-scoring game. I took the over. The over hit by a ton because it was at 44.5. They scored 65 total.
Yeah.
Whenever I looked at this game, though, I thought, okay, the Panthers are home. The Panthers put up some points at home usually. But I also looked at the other side. This Rams defense kind of looks a little vulnerable.
They are vulnerable.
And we used to I remember at the beginning of the year, maybe midway through the season, we were talking about how, oh man, this defense is awesome. This defense is rocking.
Mhm.
But man, in the month of December, they gave up 17 and 20 to Arizona. I mean, that's a division game, whatever. But then they gave up 34 to Detroit, 38 to Seattle, and then 27 to Atlanta. And the game before that was Carolina. They played Carolina once before, and they gave up 31 to them. So it's like this defense is not looking too good right now. So that was the reason behind why I went, which side I went on this game. But man, that makes me. I really want to talk about the Rams Bears right now coming forward.
So hold on. We'll get there in a minute. We got one more
I
game
know we will, but it makes me think that, man, is this Rams defense like
Rams are giving up 28 points a game since November 31st.
Yeah.
Since their game on November 31st, they're giving up 28 points a game.
Do we see this Rams defense bouncing back and coming?
Hold on.
Let's
We got one more game to talk about, then we'll get there.
All right.
So Houston at Pittsburgh, dominant game. I said it in the group chat before the game started. I want Houston to win this game 34-3. They go out there, win it 30-6. I'm stoked. I hope this is the end of Aaron Rodgers. I hope he walks away from the game of football and I never have to deal with him again. But I'm sure The Athletic will report that he's signing with the Minnesota Vikings sometime in July. I'm sure it'll happen. just
He'll
because
pull a Phillip Rivers.
Diana Rossini hates me, and I don't know what I did to her, but she absolutely loathes my existence. So I said it, Riley. We were watching this game at Dad's house. I said, if CJ Stroud can go out and not throw 2 interceptions a game, this Houston team can beat any and everybody in this playoff field. And CJ Stroud goes out there, fumbles 5 times in a turnover, so 3 turnovers, and they still win 30-6. That's how good this Texans defense is, and I've been saying it for weeks. This Texans defense is insane, and I think that CJ Stroud is on par ability-wise. Now we'll see if he can play this well, but ability-wise with a young Russell Wilson, a first, second, third year Russell Wilson. He has similar ability to that guy. He's not going to carry your team. He's a quarterback who you can trust to manage the game and play smart football most of the time. And it wasn't that case on Monday. Like he was getting beat up left and right. But I really do believe that if CJ Stroud can just I don't know if they have the run game to win it all. CJ Stroud really needs to be able to lean on that run game sometimes. I don't know if they have that. But this Texans defense, man, they are the best defense in the NFL. I think this Texans defense is like historically good. They're playing that well. I mean, your quarterback had 6 turnovers, 6 possible turnovers, put the ball on the ground 5 times and threw a pick, and you won by 24 points. Insane. That's my thoughts on the Texans.
So, Riley, you can go.
Yep. I think the Texans have gotten 2 favorable matchups now because they'll be going up against the Patriots next week.
Mm-hmm.
I think obviously their defense did great against Pittsburgh's offense, and I think Drake May, he hasn't. We talked about it a couple weeks ago. He hasn't gone up against that many fellow defenses.
You're cutting in and out really bad. We almost completely lost you there.
Oh, I'm sorry. What was the last thing you heard?
The Drake May.
So we had talked about it last week. Drake May really hasn't played that many superstar defenses.
Yeah.
And he's about to go up against a very good one.
I will say this. If Drake May goes out there and hangs 30 on the Texans, I'm all in on the Patriots winning the Super Bowl. I'll put a bet on the Patriots to win it all the second that game ends.
Yeah. No, so I think things look good for the Texans moving forward.
Yeah.
So after the Saturday and Sunday that I had, I was excited. I was like, man, I really want to put some money on this one. And for weeks we've been saying that Texans are so good. Texans are gonna they have a chance to make it to the Super Bowl.
Yeah.
And then I started watching some shows, started watching some stats come up about how the Steelers haven't lost on a Monday night. Texans have never won a road playoff game. Started messing with my head, and then I was like, you know what? I can't do it. So I took the Texans -1.5. I took the Texans -2.5. I took the Texans -4.5, and I took the Texans -5.5. And I was so close to taking the Texans -6.5, but I was like, you know what? I already got 4 bets on this game. Can't do it. All of them hit. Finished the week 8-1. What a Monday night! I freaking loved it. So that was how my Monday night went.
I'll say it this way. The Texans have had, a couple bad defensive games this year, like expected points added this year. In those bad games, non-division opponents, I'm going to stay away from division opponents because those are messy. In their bad games where the defense was negative EPA, the other offense scored 20 points, 14 points, 16 points, 20 points. Those are all their negative non-division. They did have one game against the Colts where the Colts scored 30, but they beat them 38-30. That was all their negative EPA games, and the opposing offense averaged like 16 points. Like when they're playing bad football, the other team is scoring 15 points, and that's against the Bucks, the Rams. The Cardinals aren't really that impressive, but their offense is good. Like these are good teams that the defense is playing bad against. So when CJ Stroud cannot turn the ball over, this Texans defense can be almost every. They have one They have 2 losses this season when CJ Stroud doesn't have a turnover, and that was to Tampa Bay and Denver. So 2 really tough games. 2 games they lost by less than a field goal or less. So when CJ Stroud has 2 or more turnovers, they're actually 3-2, which is kind of crazy. That's wild. That they can still.
It just basically shows how like the Texans' offense. It doesn't matter if they really show up or not. Because that defense is always going to show up.
So with 1 or less turnovers, they are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 10-3. With 1 or more or 1 or less turnovers, they're 10-3 on the season. So if you can keep those turnovers, if CJ Stroud could just limit those turnovers, man, I'm telling you, this Texans defense can go anywhere they want to go. All right, that's the wild card round. We're right at about the 30-minute mark. Get up, grab a coffee. Take a deep breath, come back in here and no, I'm just kidding. We're not going to wait on you to get a coffee, dude. What are you thinking about? We're going to get into the divisional round. The divisional round. We'll start it off with LA Rams at the Chicago Bears. Riley, resident Bears fan on the show. How you feeling, bud?
I think this is probably the best matchup we could have pulled out of the
That's what you told me. I think you're crazy for that, but that's what you told me.
Out of the remaining teams, I think that's the best matchup. They just went across the country to play the Carolina.
Yep.
They're now going halfway across the country to play the Bears in Soldier Field. I believe that kickoff, the weather is be in single digits. The Rams being a dome team, I know, Brenner, you've made the point that Matthew Stafford was in Detroit. He's played in the cold. Devontae Adams was in Green Bay. He played in the cold.
Yep.
I think just like with any conditioning, I could run a mile in high school. If I went out and tried to run a mile right now, I'd probably pop a lung.
Yeah.
I think you lose that cold weather conditioning. Matthew Stafford's been in the dome for a while now.
Mm-hmm.
Devontae Adams has been in warm weather for a while now. On paper, I think the Rams are better, but I think the Bears have a lot of advantages going for them.
So I will say this about the cold weather advantage. I would be 100% in, okay? Because the Vikings are the perfect example. 0-4 in Super Bowls because we used to play outdoors in Minnesota. They practiced outdoors. It was always outdoors. Bud Grant didn't allow heaters on the sideline. Like, you played and lived in the cold, and that was an advantage. And then we go play the Super Bowl in a warm weather city like New Orleans, California, Florida, wherever, and we get our asses kicked because we didn't have the cold advantage anymore. And if the Bears practiced in what they play in, I would be all in. But no NFL team practices in that anymore. Everybody practices indoors. Now, I do believe the Bears will just be more acclimated because they live in it every day. Like, they live in that weather. But I don't count it as big of an advantage as it used to be for that reason. I do believe it's a slight advantage. And also, home field is a slight advantage. That's a real thing. Absolutely 100% a real thing. But I don't believe it's like a 3-point advantage. I believe it's a 1-possession advantage, which in a playoff game can be the difference. I absolutely believe this Bears team can win this game. I would pick the Rams to win this game, in my personal opinion, but that's only because.
Are they favored?
The Rams are favored by 4 right now, from what I see.
So that's Vegas saying if it was in LA, they'd be favored by a touchdown.
Yeah.
So. Which I don't.
If you're picking a side right there, I mean, I would take the Bears +4. You're giving me more than a field goal?
Yeah, I'm not mad. See, the thing with the Bears is it's going to be a touchdown. They're going to need a touchdown to win the game. It won't be a field goal to win.
Hey, we got Caleb Williams. He's been doing that all season.
Yeah, so it'll be a touchdown they need. That's the problem. Tease it up to 7 points, Spoon. That'll get you.
Well, here's my thing. I actually did just place a bet on this game while you guys were talking. It's funny.
You take the Bears? What'd you take?
No. I'm gonna ask you guys a couple questions before I get to where. So we talked about this Rams defense. They look vulnerable, right?
Yeah.
Is this Bears offense gonna struggle at all to score on the Rams from what you've seen?
Not in the fourth quarter. Okay. Every other quarter is the coin toss. In the fourth quarter, they will.
Okay. So I mean, if you think they're gonna score, how many points do you see the Bears putting up here?
At least 24.
At least 24. Well, the Bears
I
team
think that-
total is at 22.5, and I took the over. So
I like that. I like
Yeah,
that.
there you
I
go.
don't.
because I was
I-
thinking 24 minimum as well.
Yeah.
And-
What's
and
the
I-
over under?
I
52
still-
and a half?
It's right now it shows on here 48.5 on mine. It shows 49.5, so it looks like there is.
I would
somebody
take the
coming
over on
over.
anything 50 and lower. I would take the over on that.
I
And
would too.
I still think the run game hasn't looked quite the same as it did in the beginning of the season, but I still think the Bears have several ways to win, whether it's on
Right.
the back of Caleb Williams or
Mhm.
running the ball.
We have Ben Johnson too calling the plays. So I mean, you guys are going to put up some points. Is what I think. So,
Yeah, I agree. The only thing that Ben Johnson struggles with is coaching with a lead. I feel he has always struggled
fair.
coaching with a close lead, not like a 50-7 lead, but like a 20-14 lead. I feel Ben Johnson has struggled there.
Has he
In-
really had that many of those? Though?
No, just through his time in Detroit,
Oh, okay.
like overall through his coaching career.
And I mean
feel
that's
like
fine because then all I need is a field goal because that gets me at 23.
Yeah. Let's see.
Sorry.
Yeah, no, I don't see a world. The problem is this Bears defense is just as vulnerable. Like that's
Yeah,
I
the,
know.
that's the issue.
I
'Cause
agree.
let's look at the Rams defense has not been playing well, but since this back half, since week 7, let's go through their point totals: 35, 34, 42, 21 against the Seahawks, division opponent and one of the best defenses in the NFL, 34, 28, 45, 41, 37, 24 to the Falcons in a really weird game, and then 37, 34. Like this offense is humming at 30 plus points a game almost weekly.
Yeah.
And this is against, San Francisco. This is against Detroit, Seattle, Arizona. These aren't, some of these defenses aren't insane, but
No,
some
the
of them
Bears-
are.
The
Seahawks
Bears will need turnovers.
And I
Yeah,
can see that scenario helping in the Bears' favor with the team total going over as well because the Rams, let's say they score all those points and they score really quick. That means the Bears are probably the Bears usually tend to
You
play a
guys
little
ready?
slower from what I see.
You guys ready for a stat?
If they play slower, then the Rams defense is going to get tired out there.
The Rams are 0-3 when the offense turns the ball over 2+ times. This
And that's
Bears
a very
defense,
real possibility.
this Bears defense, I don't like leaning on
they
this.
generate turnovers. How do
Well,
they,
I
how
don't
what?
like leaning on the turnover stat because it's such
Oh,
a
no.
volatile thing. It's never repeatable year to year. Like the Vikings
yeah.
led the league in turnovers last year, and we were one of the worst. It evens out a lot of the time, but it's the. Have you ever seen the luck statistics? Like dropped interceptions versus missed field goals, like that one. It's a metric where they take how often a quarterback's interceptions are dropped, how often the opposing team misses a field goal, how often the opposing quarterback throws it directly to a defender. And the Bears are one of the luckiest teams in the league this year in turnovers.
You
And
know
Yeah,
why
the
that
Bears.
is?
The Bears have the best turnover differential
Yeah,
in the whole league.
Yeah.
You know why that is?
why?
Because we got the Pope.
Okay. So exactly. It's literally an act of God. Like it's a luck thing. So that can break it's
Oh,
just such a
absolutely.
volatile thing that I don't like putting. It's a streak, right? It's a streak
Yeah.
thing. Like, oh, I'm hot. I should keep hitting. And eventually you hit until you're not. And then, we saw it with Ben Johnson in the first half. He just kept going for it and not getting it. And this wouldn't even been a close game if he just taken a couple field goals. If he takes a couple of those field goals, this is a 2-possession game in the fourth quarter, and the Bears are
And
running
I think part of that was an overcorrection after the end of the Detroit game, because there was I believe it was a 4th and 3. We gave it back to Detroit. Detroit goes down and scores. Ben
Mhm.
Johnson was caught on camera saying, "I should have gone."
Yeah.
So I think him was an overcorrection from the.
But there was some times in the beginning of that game. He's in his own territory, 4th and 5, going for it. Like, that's bad, dude. Like, punt the ball.
But
Yeah.
up
Punt the
until
ball.
that point, Green Bay looked like they were going to score on every drive.
Yeah, I agree. And I don't know. If the Bears come out like they did last week, in every playoff game that way, you will not make a Super Bowl playing that way. The only team I've ever seen get close to that was the Chiefs won the Super Bowl when they were down 10 points every time, and they came back down 10 points in 3 out of their 4 games, and that was that was insane, right? That's Patrick Mahomes. So unless you're telling me that Caleb Williams is going to be Patrick Mahomes level against every team, which
Riley.
I'm sorry, he's just too inaccurate to be that. He's just too inaccurate to be that right now. He could change in the future. Like, he can grow and work on mechanicals, but Riley, me and you have both talked about it. He is a very wildly inaccurate quarterback sometimes, and there were some of those throws in this game where like you're like, oh man, come on, man, he's right there. Like, oh, if you get that. So I would submit my final pick as the Rams.
Okay. I think the more I look into it, man, that over 48.5 or just either team total over just seems like it's going to hit. I feel like a lot of points are going to be scored here.
Anybody got anything else? All right. San Francisco at Seattle. Last time we watched this game, San Fran kind of got their rear ends handed to them. Does anybody have any opening thoughts on this game?
It's going to be a good game to watch.
Yeah, 100%. It's going to be – I mean, the last time they played, it was 13-3 Seattle. But last time they played in Seattle, it was 17-13 Niners.
I think we're going to see a toss-up. I think hopefully this is going to be a good game. I don't think this is going to be one-sided on either side. The Niners are missing George Kittle. So I think that is definitely going to take into account, but they also have a pretty good couple of backup tight ends to take his place. So
Seattle has only lost 2 games at home, Tampa Bay and San Fran. They have not lost to a non-NFC West division opponent on the road this season, so they've actually been better on the road, which is crazy. Man,
give me the Seahawks. I'll take the Seahawks in this one.
Is it not nuts that we have 3 NFC West teams this far into the playoffs?
Yeah. Yeah.
I mean, it's just the Bears. They're the only non-NFC West team.
Yeah,
playoffs.
And I'm sorry, Riley. As a whole, like, if I lined every team up on paper, the Bears would probably be bottom of the list of teams on paper. I'm not saying they're the worst.
No,
team.
I would agree.
But which is crazy that the NFC is just that way. And the Bears are a good team, don't get me wrong. But they're like the Patriots. They benefited a lot from schedule. They benefited a lot from those things. And they are a young team with a young head coach who has a really bright future by all means. But yeah, no, it is absolutely crazy. I picked the Seahawks in this game. I don't think that the Seahawks are going to lose an opening home playoff game. I've been in that building when it's rocking, when it's loud, when it's crazy. There is no other place like it. There isn't. Chief fan can claim Arrowhead is crazy. The Hawk Stadium is another world of loud for the entire game. Your vision, I've had like my vision go like shaky in that stadium from like how loud it is, and you have to like hold your ears, and there are like fans, like Seahawks fans, holding their ears, screaming while they're doing it because it's so loud in there. It's great. It's crazy. It's like you're standing next to a jumbo jet. It's insane. But it's an awesome atmosphere. I don't believe the Niners are going to be able to come in here and win without Kittle, especially unless McCaffrey just has the absolute just game of his life. 10 catches for 200 yards, 100 yards rushing, and 5 touchdowns. Right?
See, but with this Seattle defense is arguably the best. Them in like Denver. They're
Houston, Seattle,
Houston.
Denver.
There you
That's
go.
the order.
Top,
That's my order. Houston,
top 3
Seattle,
defense in
Denver.
the NFL.
Absolutely.
I mean, then they don't have to worry about Kittle anymore. I feel like they're gonna definitely game plan towards McCaffrey and slow him down.
So I will say
anybody else that they have to game plan towards. And with that being said, I already placed my bet on this game. I took the under at 45.5. I think this is a low scoring game. Every time these 2 teams play, it's a hard fought battle. Not a lot of points scored in any of the games. So 45.5 just seems a little too high.
I agree. This Seattle team, however, has looked vulnerable to me in the past few weeks. Like, they didn't even get up. It was 10-3 midway through the third quarter of a Carolina game, and that Carolina game did end 27-10. But it was a close game for a majority of that game, and the offense wasn't the one that put up the points. The defense got a pick 6. So I just don't believe in this offense. Aside from the Rams game, the Falcons game was good, but there was a kickoff return touchdown, a pick six. Like the defense was scoring points in that game too. And then the Vikings game where the Max Brosmer experience, that Sam Darnold played terribly in that game. I haven't seen this offense, like the offensive unit, play great since week 10 at Arizona. Like they haven't scared me since then. And the defense is so good that they're putting up 30 points, 37 points. The LA Rams game was a great comeback win for them. But like, I don't think the Seahawks offense is great, but I believe in the Seahawks offense to beat the Niners defense just as much as I believe the Seahawks defense can stop the Niners offense because they're banged up. So because of that, I'm taking the Hawks.
That's fair.
I'd be shocked if the Niners won this game. Anything else?
I think the Seahawks win. The Seahawks were one of my Super Bowl picks, so
yeah,
I have them winning.
absolutely. I think a healthy Niners team is different than this team. I might pick the Niners in that case, but they're not healthy. They are very banged up. So
I do want to get your thoughts on this. You were talking about how loud the stadium is. Do you think because the Niners play there every year, do you think there's somewhat like they lose that advantage because
no.
Somewhat
so
to it?
I know many Seahawks fans, and the one thing Seahawks fans have said is the team struggles a lot when opposing fans take away that home field advantage. If you can get 20,000 Niners fans in here, and trust me, there are more Niners fans in this area than any other team but the Hawks, right? Like if you're in a city, it breeds
everywhere.
It breeds. If you're in Kansas City, you're gonna find Broncos fans. If you're in Minneapolis, you're gonna find Packers fans. Like it breeds the competition, right? And so
lots of Eagles fans in Dallas.
Exactly. I will say, if the Niners fans show up and get loud and kind of negate that home field advantage, all the Hawks fans I talk to are terrified of that. They're not terrified of the team. They're terrified of the fans coming in and reducing the home field advantage because the team struggles when that happens. Last year against Green Bay, last year against Buffalo, this year with Tampa, this year against the Niners. There's a proven track record that when these other fans show up and show out, the Seahawks struggle at home. Word. And so that's the only thing I would say to watch out for. Still picking the Hawks. Watch out for them. All right, move on to the AFC. So right now we have the Rams and Hawks winning the game.
Yep.
Rams and Hawks. That would be the NFC Championship. Buffalo at Denver.
Game of the week.
I'm picking Buffalo, man. I'm riding with Josh Allen on this one, boy. I think Josh Allen's going to have himself a game today. I think, dude, this is going to be an absolute Josh Allen masterclass.
Yeah, see, the other two games were pretty easy. Like, I found a bet really quick that I liked. This one, I got nothing. Like, maybe
Bills
the under,
money line.
Maybe the under, but like, I'm not gonna take it because the only reason I would take an under is because the Broncos defense is so good. But then you have Josh Allen on the other side, so I can't just sit here and justify taking under the total. But I mean, I looked at it, and if I had to pick a side, I'd probably lean Denver, but I'm not betting against Josh Allen. And honestly, this is such a pickup. Like, this is like I don't even feel confident in picking the Broncos to win.
Yeah.
So the Broncos the Bills run defense is miserable, right?
Oh yeah, terrible.
The Broncos rushing offense is bottom 15. So the one deficiency Buffalo has in spades, the Broncos do not excel at. Okay.
I mean, just think of it like this: the Bills just went in and beat the hottest team, probably the second hottest team in the NFL, in their home stadium. I would say Jacksonville was behind Houston as the hottest team in the NFL because Jacksonville won
let's look at the NFL is streaky. We've talked about that in the past. The NFL is a streaky league. It's momentum. It's hot. It's cold. The Broncos right now, overtime win against a bad Commanders team, where they gave up 26 points, a 17-point or a 24-point win against the Raiders, where they gave up 17 to the worst offense in football.
Division game, though.
Yeah, no. Absolutely. A Green Bay team comes in and puts up 26 in their house. Then the Jacksonville Jaguars come in and put up 34 points in their house. Hottest team in football at the time. Not debating that. And then Kansas City, another struggle bus team on their quarterback 3 division opponent comes in, puts up 20-13 win. Chargers come in, only put up 3. So outside of divisional games, okay, let's go back even. Yeah, so outside of divisional games, they're giving up almost 29, 30 points a game on average since the bye week in week 12. And they are facing a non-divisional opponent. I do not think this Denver Broncos team is just, this defense is just good enough. They're just going to stop Josh Allen.
No,
and
not at all. I don't believe that.
I don't believe this Denver Broncos offense is good enough passing wise. I mean, the league. So for the, let's see if I can pull up Buffalo. I don't know what their passing defense ranks are. So,
it says they're number 1 in
they're
passing
the
yards
number
allowed.
1 passing defense in the NFL. And part of that's, and it's not because they're not getting passed on. They have the second most attempts in the league against them, but they're first in yards.
Yeah, first in
so
passing
they're getting
yards
passed
allowed.
on all the time and not giving up yards. They just get run on. They give up a lot of yards and touchdowns in the run game, right? So Denver take advantage of that?
You said the matchup. I'm literally looking at the stats head to head right now, and the matchup, you said it. It's, can this Denver offense run the ball against this Bills defense? That's it.
That's
the big
discrepancy. Can they win because they run the ball? Will their run game be enough to win the game outright? Their run game is going to have to offset Josh Allen and James Cook completely.
Yeah, and they're
them to have a chance. I will be surprised.
And they're doing it with a rookie running back.
Yeah, so the
more we talk and look at it, man, it makes me want to switch and pick the Bills, honestly. The more I look at everything.
So I'm looking at these non-division good teams.
Yeah, I looked at them too. I was looking at the list right whenever you were reading them off, and I'm like, damn.
Well, I'm just going down the list here and looking at like above par opponents on the Broncos schedule this season.
Yeah.
And they are 4-1, like teams I consider good. This was when the Giants had Jackson Dart and Cam Scatterboo and were rolling. Like when Scatterboo went out, that Giants team changed. I don't care what anybody says. They were a good team when they were feeding him the rock. And Philly scored 17 on them. Philly's offense was struggling. We've seen the Philly offense struggle all season. The Giants put up 32. The Texans offense struggled, but they only gave up 18. So they won 18-15. And then the Packers put up 26 on them, and the Jags put up 34 on them. And 3 of those 5 games were at home. They gave up 34, 26, and 32 at home to good teams. Yeah. And all 3 of those good teams have one thing in common. Their running backs were running the ball really well at the time. And they have semi-mobile quarterbacks. Like Trevor Lawrence isn't a Mike Vick, but he's mobile enough. Jordan Love isn't Mike Vick, but he's mobile enough. And Jackson Dart, we know about him and wanting to lower the boom on everybody.
Overly mobile.
Yeah, overly mobile. So all those teams have good run games and semi-mobile quarterbacks, and the Bills just match up so well.
Well, the Bills have the best run game from what I see
in the league. Yeah.
Oh, yeah, they have the number one. The most yards per
James Cook, because I said it last season and I meant it then. James Cook is a top 3, top 4, top 5 running back in the NFL right now. Like he is that good.
I'm not going to disagree with you on that at all.
He's that good, and that's why I would get so pissed off last year when the Josh Allen, Lamar Jackson MVP debate, and people would be like, "Well, Josh Allen's playing with nobody," and I'm like, he has an amazing run game.
Yeah, but at the time, Lamar had Derrick Henry rushing.
Yeah, no, I agree. They had 2K, but my thing was that they had equal casts, and everybody would be like, "No, Josh Allen's playing with plumbers. Like he has nobody," and that was the thing I took so like. Personally,
his receiver room, dude. It's not very good, and I will take that.
Khalil Shakir is the best weapon they have. They have a good tight end room.
The tight end room. Yeah, it's not bad, but
I love their tight end room.
You could probably list off 20 wide receiver rooms that are better than this.
Oh, absolutely. So, okay, so we all going Buffalo in this game.
I think I've teetered to Buffalo here.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Houston at New England. Man, this
Give
is
me-
my game of the week. This is
Yeah.
my game of the week. My heart's palpitating. This could be such a good game defensively. I love a defensive masterclass. I love it when two teams are just out there just going at it defensively. And this could be one of those games. And I would love to see a defensive masterclass in this game. I've said it 1,000 times. If CJ Stroud can just not turn the ball over, this Texans team will go all the way. I'll let you guys talk first. What do you guys think?
Well, he's not going to have a game like he did against the Steelers and win. I'll tell you that right now.
I agree completely.
No, I don't think
100%.
So. Yeah.
You will not win putting the ball on the ground 5 times.
I think this is a good game for both of these opponents. I think it's kind of, it's not really much of a prove it for Drake May because it is his second year as a starter. But I feel just with the adversity and the opinions that everyone's been giving on him, with the whole MVP conversation, and everyone thinks it should be Matt Stafford outright because of the strength of schedule. So, I think this will be, these playoffs are just a good indicator of what kind of player Drake May is and what kind of team these Patriots are. And then in the same breath with CJ Stroud, we've seen that he has talent right out the gate. But I think they've made it to the playoffs all 3 years.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, he's 3 for 3 making it to the playoffs. He has 3 and he has a playoff win every year. He's won at least one game every year. So I would,
like I said, I think this is a pretty good measuring stick just for him as well because this Patriots team is so well rounded.
So I'm highlighting here some games and games they won that I think will be hard. So games where they have one or more turnovers, the Patriots have one or more turnovers. They've lost 3 and won 7. So 7-3 on the season. 6 of those games were against what I would consider subpar competition at the time. Tampa Bay when they were super banged up, Baltimore without Lamar Jackson, Atlanta, Cleveland, Cincinnati. So when you turn the ball over against those defenses and you come out on top, it gives you this false sense of security that it's okay, we can overcome that, which can be a good thing for momentum's sake, with the Bears. But I don't think the Patriots are rolling hot like that. They're more of a Belichick style coach team where they're, hey, we're going to do our job. Each week's a new week. Don't forget what happened last week. We're here to do our job. And when you have that false sense of security and then you meet an inanimate object that won't move in the Texans defense, that could be really bad. If they turn the ball over 2 times in this game, it's going to be catastrophic for them. And I think they have no chance of winning the game if they turn the ball over twice.
I would lean the Texans, and simply for what I was saying earlier, Drake May's lack of experience this season against great defenses. Mm-hmm. If he had played a top 5, top 7 defense earlier in the season, I would have a little more faith, but I just don't know how he's going to react against this defense.
Yeah, I think it's going to be I think first half Patriots is a good bet, first half for the Patriots, because I think they'll come out and have this fall, they'll be in rhythm, they'll be running their script, they'll be in a good place. It's probably 7-3 at halftime, right? I think that's a fair halftime score. And then halftime adjustments are made. And how does Drake May react to halftime adjustments? When he's up in a game, now it's a low scoring game, but you're up, your offense did better than their offense, your coach, you're playing from ahead, and then the defensive adjustments happen to what you're doing and doing well, and now you have nothing. How do you react to that? And against a really good defense, I'm going to lean Patriots here. Just because I don't believe CJ Stroud can go against this Patriots defense and not turn the ball over. And man, if it's less than 2 turnovers, I would go Houston, but I can't bank on CJ Stroud not turning the ball over a couple times. I really do think the Texans can win
Especially
this
after
game.
he did it 5 times.
Yeah, exactly. And I would really like to see the Texans win because there's so many players I love on the Texans, and I would love to see Daniil Hunter of all people get a ring. That dude's the most underrated defensive lineman of all time. He is a wonderful human being, absolute stud. But I would have to go Patriots here. Anybody else?
I'm gonna go.
Oh, go ahead.
Oh, I was just gonna say I'm gonna pick the Texans. I think the Texans are gonna.
I want the Texans to win, but my brain is telling me Patriots.
I'm looking at my pick based off of points, and I'm getting 3 with the Texans right now. So I'm gonna take the Texans plus 3.
Texans points, yeah.
Yeah, because
Spread bet, yeah.
Yeah, the Patriots have only played 1 defense in the top 14.
Yeah, it was the Bills or the Steelers.
Well, it was the Bills in the last 2 months, or since the end of October. So since November started, they've only played 1 team in the top 14, and they lost to that team.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, I think, and now they're playing the number 1 defense. I think this Patriots offense might struggle a little bit here.
I think they'll struggle mightily here.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that's our picks for the divisional round. Here, real quick before we get off here, I'm just gonna ask you, just give me your answers. If it works out this way, Bills at Patriots, who you taking? Actually, you guys all went Texans, didn't you?
Yeah, we all went Texans.
Yeah, so that's 3-1. So Bills at Texans, who you taking?
Bills.
I would go Texans.
Damn. My heart says Bills, but my brain says Texans. So I'll probably be the Texans.
They played once before, and if I remember correctly, Josh Allen had a real bad game. I just don't think he has 2 bad games against the opposition.
They played in November, and it was 23-19. Texans won.
Yeah. Let's see. I'll pull up the box score real quick just so we can see here.
Because I want to see Buffalo and Josh Allen win a Super Bowl. So that's
I don't. Josh Allen went 24 of 34 with 253 yards, 2 interceptions, no fumbles. James Cook had a day, 17 carries for 116 yards and a touchdown. So it was really just the 2 interceptions.
Maybe I just remembered it being worse than it really was.
I mean, yeah. I think this Texans team, they're just that good. I mean, yeah. All right, Rams at Seahawks. If it comes down to this, I'm taking the Rams in this game. They should have won the last time they played in Seattle, and Seattle had a miracle comeback. I don't see that happening again.
As a Bears fan, I've seen miracle comebacks all year. I would take the Rams too.
Damn.
Give me the Bears.
Well, no, it would be
Rams. I'd take the Bears.
Oh,
it'd be Rams Seahawks.
Give me the Seahawks.
Spoon.
I want to go Seahawks, so we're split.
All right, well, that's home team, so it'd be Texans, Seahawks, Super Bowl. I would go Texans in a heartbeat on this neutral field.
Yeah,
I'm taking Texans.
That's where I would lean. I would lean Texans here.
I would probably take the Seahawks. It depends. It depends on how both quarterbacks finish out.
I think Sam Darnold would have a 5 interception, 3 fumble day against this Texans defense. The second,
but we just saw C.J. Stroud had a 3 turnover day. You know what I want to see.
I agree completely. And they already played once, and the Seahawks did win that in Seattle. Like, let's be completely clear. But in that game, C.J. Stroud was miserable. He had 23 for 50. So, lot. And then 230 yards, a touchdown, a pick, and 3 sacks. But Darnold was 17 of 31, 213, a touchdown, a pick, 2 sacks. Both of them played really badly.
Yeah.
And if I had to, so both offenses are playing badly, and I have to pick a defense in a neutral site, I'm taking the Texans every time. Especially because they already played once and won. The rematch usually goes the other way.
Bears are winning the Super Bowl. Let's go, Riley.
Yes. The Pope said it was so.
I'd be fine with it, honestly. You can actually find a picture of me wearing a Bears jersey. So.
Well, but you can find a picture of Spoon wearing most jerseys. He's a pretty big bag right now.
I went to a Bears Chiefs game, and I was like, I ain't freaking pulling for the Chiefs. I'm gonna root for the Bears.
You could also find Spoon in a Bills jersey.
You could also
find Spoon in a Cubs jersey.
Huge fan of Bills Mafia. Love
yeah, you
Bills
can find Spoon in lots of jerseys. All right, you guys got anything else you want to add?
Score.
All right, we'll be back next week for conference championship preview. We'll go over the divisional round. All right, boys, let's get it. See you in the next one. Peace.
See ya.
So I don't really